So this video is going to be very different to any other Etsy tips and tricks video that you've seen on the internet. So from my own personal journey of owning and growing an Etsy shop to almost 5,000 sales in just under 2 years, I've done a hell of a lot of research into other shops, and it's always really interesting to see what the top level Etsy sellers are doing. So I thought, what is the best way that I could give you guys as much value as possible on how to improve your Etsy shop, whilst also pinpointing exactly what some of the most common mistakes I've seen that beginner Etsy sellers are making that's holding them back from absolutely skyrocketing their sales. So with this, I hatched an idea for what I think is going to be an incredibly valuable video. So today, this is something brand new, and we're going to be taking a deep dive into 2 different Etsy shops. One of them is going to be an absolutely new beginner Etsy shop that's literally just been set up, and the other is going to be a much more established Etsy shop that's been running for a few years now and have made a considerable amount of sales. And for each of these 2 Etsy shops, we're going to take a look at the following categories. So we're first going to look at the shop's aesthetics, then we'll take a deep dive into their products. We'll look at their customer service and reviews, the listing quality, their postage and fulfillment processes, and also any extra super cool features that make the shop really stand out. All right, so this is gonna be a super fun video. So without wasting any time, let's jump into taking a deep dive into our first shop. And this is gonna be a brand new beginner shop to Etsy, literally just started. And it's gonna be Millie Made This Co. from Newport. All right, so let's first start by looking at this shop's aesthetics. So the overall first impressions. All right, so I mean, just looking at this shop, straight away you can see exactly what this Etsy shop is. Really nice touch with the banner, and straight away you've got handmade crochet with 2 lovely little product images of what looks like some handmade crochet bees, which just, yeah, looks great. Looks really, really good. Probably made on Canva or maybe Photoshop or something. Yeah, top marks for the banner, because this is something that I've seen a lot of beginner Etsy sellers just totally neglect. But as you can see yourself, it really does make a big difference to the overall shop aesthetics in the first look. Okay, so another thing I've picked out here is that you can see straight away the shop's only got 17 listings, which is totally understandable for a beginner shop. However, I'd really want to see you get to at least 50 listings. So I think 50 listings is kind of the point where sort of the seesaw starts to tip and you start to get a lot more traffic to your shop. And then of course, there's no star seller badge here, but again, totally expected. It's a brand new shop. So yeah, I think if you just carry on going the way you're going, it looks like being a star seller shouldn't be an issue. You've got a great review score, looks like decent products. Yeah, I'm sure that should come in no time. All right, so now let's take a deeper dive into the products of this store. All right, so initial thoughts, obviously, products look pretty amazing to be fair. You can tell they're all handmade. Great variety of products. Absolutely love those turtles. They're pretty awesome. I think the only thing I'd say initially with the products, and certainly the thumbnail images, is that maybe if you had a little bit more similarity in the backgrounds between the images, I think maybe it would flow a little bit better. So yeah, just taking a look, I think the price point is pretty spot on for products that are handmade. And I mean, crochet, I've never done it myself, but I can imagine it takes a hell of a lot of time. So just as long as you're not selling these chicken key rings, for example, for £10, but it then takes you like 10 hours to make, because then you'd essentially just be paying yourself £1 an hour. So yeah, that's just something to consider. But yeah, I'd say price point is very reasonable for the product. Maybe another point I could add is to maybe just think about adding some more videos. So when you hover over listings with a video, just like this crochet jumbo bee plushie, I think that's super cool. I think videos definitely have been proven to help with conversion rates. Yeah, maybe consider adding some more videos to some of your products. You can see as well highlighted the free UK delivery. So yeah, Newport, this is a UK seller. So yeah, free UK delivery, spot on, top marks. And I think maybe just one more thing you could add to your products is maybe adding a few different crochet models into a gift box perhaps, and selling as maybe like a set of 3 as a gift in a box. That could do really well to start hitting the gifting market, especially in the lead up to Christmas time. All right, so now let's take a look at the shop's customer service and review scoring. So I think, to be fair, not much to report on here, obviously because the shop is so new, but yeah, 2 reviews, amazing product, speedy delivery, wife loves it, great, that's exactly what you want to see. And I think obviously just the more reviews you can get over the time, the more this is going to help towards your social proof, and the more this is going to help boost your shop up the search rankings. And then of course, Millie, if you're listening, if you want any tips on how to get many more 5-star reviews on Etsy to help your shop rise up the search rankings, then I'll pop a little link to a video I've done on this in the top right. All right, so now moving on, let's take a look at the shop's listing quality. All right, so I'm going to use these turtles as an example because I absolutely bloody love these myself. So yeah, the listing quality looks fantastic. I mean, the photography for what looks like it's taken on a phone is pretty exceptional, to be fair. Maybe you've been watching some of my previous videos and you've listened to the blurred background effect, because I see you've done that. And you've also added some packaging images on the last picture, which I think looks absolutely great. Top marks on the packaging. The title looks pretty good. I like how you've got by Millie made this, so including the shop name at the end of your title. This is something I always recommend because I don't know if you've noticed yourself, when you search for a specific shop in the Etsy search, it doesn't bring up the shop and it doesn't actually even bring up listings by the shop, because essentially that's just a keyword search. So unless you actually put the shop name in your title and somebody searches for your shop name, it won't actually bring up the listings for that shop. I think maybe you could focus on adding some more keywords into the title, maybe some more around the gifting section. Yeah, I'd probably advise just doing a little bit of keyword research on a tool such as eRank, for example. This is just going to throw out loads of keywords that you could use in your title. Again, let's take a quick look at the listing description now. And I think just giving it a quick read. And yeah, so I mean, the listing description reads pretty well. I think maybe you could consider adding some important information here, like dimensions. I don't think that's included anywhere else. No, not that I can see. So yeah, I think dimensions could be really important. I see you've got products featuring plastic safety eyes may not be suitable for small children. Great, thumbs up, great to mention that. Maybe you could also include some information around if the product's machine washable or not, or hand wash maybe. I think maybe one other thing you could mention in the description is maybe just the materials used to make the item. So without knowing too much about crochet, maybe like the yarn type. But yeah, pretty solid listing description, especially for a beginner. So yeah, hats off to you. All right, so let's take a look at the postage, the packaging, and the fulfillment of this shop now. Okay, so as we're recording this, we've got a 1 to 2 day prepare time for dispatch. So yeah, pretty good. I always recommend going 1 to 2 days as a maximum. As soon as you start hitting 3 days, I think some customers maybe don't like that so much. So you always kind of want to aim to dispatch within 48 hours. So yeah, from order being placed to delivery is around 5 to 6 days, it looks like. I think maybe you could do this quicker if you use something like a 48-hour track service, which doesn't cost a lot more, and this is UK specific. For anybody listening in the US, yeah, I would always try and recommend dispatching the item within 2 days, and then the item being delivered 2 days after that. So customers don't normally want to wait over a working week for a delivery nowadays, especially when you're competing with websites like Amazon. And then of course you've got free delivery, which is an absolute must. So yeah, top marks for that as well. All right, so let's take a little scroll down now and look at the extra features and about section for this shop. So yeah, you can see brand new shop on Etsy since 2023. Unique crochet, handmade with love. Absolutely spot on, love that. Yeah, nice little paragraph about Millie, the creator of the shop here. And a social link to the Instagram, very good. Maybe consider adding a Facebook page as well, just depending on your target audience, but also maybe like a Pinterest account could be really good for this sort of product, because yeah, it looks like a very visual product. So yeah, that could be something to consider as well. I think maybe you could add a little bit more in this about section, just about yourself, Millie. Maybe I think a lot of people on Etsy like to know about the shop owner as well as the shop, so kind of the story behind the shop. So I think you can definitely add a lot to that. And I absolutely love how you've got another image of the packaging here. I would say maybe you could add a few more. So I'm not sure the maximum amount of images you could add here, but I think you can add a video as well. Maybe just something to consider adding, like a shop video, maybe an unboxing could be really good. Yeah, no, top marks. This looks like an absolutely fantastic shop. And I think you've done a lot of things exceptionally well for a beginner. You've obviously been watching my Etsy videos, but yeah, no, honestly, top marks, great start. I wish you the best of luck, and I'm absolutely sure you keep doing what you're doing. Keep making those products with love, because they look exceptional quality. I'll be supporting you, and yeah, top marks, excellent shop. Wish you the best luck for the future. All right, so moving on to shop number 2 now. And this is going to be our experienced Etsy seller category. And this is Elevate HQ from Manchester, England. All right, so let's start with shop aesthetics and first impressions of the shop. You can see the shop's a star seller, so yeah, top marks. You obviously got excellent dispatch, postage, speedy replies, and excellent review scoring. This is something I keep banging on about. The top Etsy sellers are all star sellers. Like there's no question about it. In today's game, since they brought the star seller in, it really is a major advantage for shops that are star sellers and a major disadvantage for shops that aren't. So if you're not a star seller, that's something I'd really recommend aiming towards. So yeah, you can see lovely banner on the shop. I think you can see straight away with the wood in the back of the logo here, and also the wooden products there. This is a handmade, probably handmade wooden shop. So 957 sales, 5-star review rating, top marks, spot on. And congrats in advance on 1,000 sales, because I'm absolutely sure you're gonna reach it. So you can see they got a shop announcement as well. This is something I recommend to do as well for any beginners watching. Just a quick shop announcement is always really cool, just to keep any potential buyers updated with any news or upcoming product launches that you've got. So again, like I said with the previous shop, you've noticed that this shop's only got 26 listings, which ideally I would recommend, just from my personal experience, trying to build up to at least 50, because just what I found, this was the tipping point for me, where I really started to notice a massive difference in traffic coming to my shop. All right, so let's dive into the products of this shop now. Okay, so yeah, these handmade wooden products look absolutely exceptional. Yeah, absolutely love that free bowl tray. That looks awesome. Yeah, obviously handcrafted, so these products look pretty exceptional. And again, looking at the price point for what the products actually are, I mean, I don't know how long it would take to hand make one of these wooden items, but I imagine it's not a quick job. So just make sure, again, that you're not selling your time ever too short. So yeah, like I keep saying, if you're gonna sell something for £32 and it takes you maybe 10 hours to make, then essentially your wage is just £3 an hour. And if you wanna do something out of love, absolutely fine. But of course, if you're doing it purely for business, then yeah, you might want to look at maybe putting some systems in place to cut down on your hours versus what you sell products for. But yeah, I think the price point is, if anything, extremely fair for handmade wooden items. So yeah, nice on that one. Right, one thing I'm going to say to the shop owner now, and I've banged on about this in so many videos, is your thumbnail pictures. And like you can see, this olive wood drinks coaster set. Please fix your thumbnail images so that the main product you're selling isn't cut off in the thumbnails. Like, I think this is such a quick fix. Yeah, and just again with this nesting 6 olive wood bowls, you can see that just on the left, the product's cut off on the thumbnail image. Please, if you're listening or you're watching, just please fix this. Such an easy fix. Just center the product with some white space around the edges. In my personal opinion, I just think it looks so much better. And also, just from my shop, I can tell you the performance aspect is also way better as well. So again, free UK delivery for a UK shop, spot on, wouldn't want it any other way. And so this shop also has items lists here. So the items that are on sale are broken down into lists for different categories. So yeah, this is also a really cool thing if you've got more listings. And it's definitely something that I think maybe a lot of beginner shops don't do. I say you wouldn't really need it unless you're getting 20 listings and above. But yeah, just something to consider if you're a beginner shop and you've got a lot of listings right off the bat. But yeah, in general, products look absolutely great, and I'd love to have some in my home. So yeah. All right, so let's take a look at the shop's customer service and reviews now. So yeah, you can see the shop's made just coming up to 960 sales now, with 226 reviews and an average item review score of 5 stars, which is pretty good. I mean, you can't really get much better than that, to be fair. So yeah, this is obviously a very high review score, and it's a great reflection of the product quality and just the shop in general. I mean, without knowing your product offering too much and what you put in your packaging, I think maybe you could get more reviews if you either include some promotional inserts in your packaging which ask for reviews, or if you maybe contact customers directly post-purchase to just ask for some feedback. Because obviously, as we all know on Etsy, the more 5-star reviews you have, the more this is going to help with your overall shop SEO. But yeah, not too much to say here on the review front. Reviews look exceptional. Customer service seems great. So yeah, fair play. Keep doing what you're doing, pal. All right, so let's take a look at the overall listings quality now. So I'm going to use this amazing free bowl dish because this looks lovely. Again, one thing you notice straight away, blurred background. I keep saying it. In my opinion, it makes the best product images, definitely, hands down. Love how you got a video included here as well, showing the detail of the product. That's great. Something a lot of beginner sellers I've noticed don't do is they don't add videos to show the products. Since Etsy have introduced this, I think it's something really useful, and it's something that you could definitely consider. So yeah, you got a selection of great images here with the item staged. So food in the item, food not in the item. I'd say maybe one suggestion for improvement. You could add a picture of the item package. So you could add some packaging images to the selection of images here for the listing. So I think a lot of customers nowadays, especially if they're given an item as a gift, they really want to see what the packaging looks like for that item. So yeah, just something to consider adding potentially. Yeah, I think the title is absolutely great as well. So it looks like you've hit a lot of different keywords here. So you've also got some gifting keywords, which I always recommend on Etsy, because we know from research that 8 out of every 10 shoppers on Etsy are actually shopping for gifts. Yeah, for anybody listening, even if your item's not specifically a gift, I always recommend trying to apply to that gifting market anyway in your keywords. And then let's have a quick read of the product description. So yeah, off the bat, you've got dimensions included. You've got exactly what's in the product offering, free delivery, and in a gift bag. Dispatch is the same or next day. Yeah, and you can see here, they tell the story really well. Yeah, this is all key information, which I would absolutely advise getting into your product descriptions. So if you're a beginner Etsy seller, I definitely recommend looking at this shop's descriptions because they look pretty spot on to me. All right, so let's take a look at the shop's postage, packaging, and fulfillment now. So it looks like items take 1 day to prepare for dispatch, which is pretty spot on. Can't ask for anything more than that, to be fair. But then it looks like it takes up to a week for delivery. So yeah, I can see that you're in the UK, so I would definitely recommend looking at, we have a service in the UK called Royal Mail 48 Tracked. So it's a very inexpensive service, and I definitely recommend taking a look at this because yeah, again, from order place to delivery is over a week. And I think that's something that would maybe put a lot of customers off nowadays, especially, as I said, when you're competing with the Amazons of this world. But yeah, again, free delivery, this is a must. So for any beginner sellers watching, just make sure you've got free delivery on your items, please. Even if it means increasing your item price to account for offering free delivery, I would definitely recommend doing this. All right, so now let's look at the shop's extra features and the about section of this shop. All right, so yeah, so you can see here, almost 960 sales and on Etsy since 2020. So yeah, 3 years now. So yeah, pretty experienced Etsy seller. Yeah, I love here how you've got a few product images mixed with a video as well. So yeah, great, nice little slideshow. But I would recommend on this one of the ribs, it looks a little bit out of focus. Maybe just one thing to look at. So yeah, you've got here the nice title, Filling Homes with Stories, Ethical, Sustainable, Stunning Olive Product. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. I assume that's stunning olive wood product, but again, that's probably me just not knowing too much about the store. And just in general, for any beginner Etsy sellers, I definitely recommend filling out your about section. So it's something that Etsy itself promotes you to do. And I think that's obviously because it definitely helps with conversions and it helps with that trust element of customers reading that and trusting your shop. Yeah, social links here, good. So yeah, again, any beginner Etsy sellers, make sure that you've got your socials included. Obviously no Instagram here, but if you can do, I definitely recommend getting an Instagram account set up. I think it's the best social media to use nowadays, especially if you're selling products like this. So yeah, overall, I think Elevate HQ is a great example of an experienced Etsy shop. Obviously almost 1,000 sales in 3 years. So that's come up to over 300 sales a year, which is pretty good going on Etsy. Yeah, excellent review scoring, star seller, doing a hell of a lot of things right. So Elevate HQ, best of luck. I'll be supporting you and I'm sure you're gonna smash 1,000 sales very soon in no time. Best of luck. I just want to say as well, a massive thank you to both Millie and Dan. You've let me review your shops. I know we've had a few discussions about this beforehand, so don't worry. I haven't just gone on to like any random people's shops on Etsy and start like delving into their shops. It's all been agreed pre-hand. So yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. I really hope you guys watching have got some great information on a beginner seller and then also a much more experienced seller on how they both do things. So yeah, I just want to say thank you. I just thought this was a really fun video idea. If it goes down well, I'd love to do more of these in the future. And if any of you watching want me to do a review on your Etsy shop, I'd be more than happy to do it. So obviously, I'm not the best Etsy seller that there's ever been. I've managed to grow my shop to almost 5,000 sales in just under 2 years. So I've tried a lot of things that haven't worked and I've tried a few things that have worked. So just as much information and as much value as I can give to you guys, the better. That's all I want to do. So yeah, keep pushing. Best of luck with all of your personal Etsy journeys. Keep going and great things will happen. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.